All right, so today we are diving into the world of drones.
Drones.
Yeah, drones. Yeah. But more specifically,
Okay.
the company DJI.
Right, DJI.
You know,
Yeah.
fascinating story.
Yeah, they went from almost totally crashing to like completely dominating the market.
It's true, it's true.
Like, it's kind of crazy.
It is a wild ride.
Yeah, and there's a lot to unpack there.
There is.
Like, this story has a determined founder, really interesting tech, and even a natural disaster that kind of plays a surprising role.
Yeah, it really shows how important it is to be able to innovate and adapt.
Okay, so picture this. It's 2008.
2008.
And you want to buy a drone, right?
Okay, yeah.
This thing is going to set you back like $30,000.
Wow.
$30,000. That's more than a car.
That is a lot.
But people were lining up to buy these things.
Can't believe it.
From this company, DJI.
DJI.
Started by this guy, Wang Tao.
Wang Tao. Yeah, he was obsessed with flight.
Really?
Like, especially gyrocopters and how they could hover.
Like, he was fascinated by it, you know? He actually went to this university, what was it called? The Hong Kong University of Science and Technology.
Wow.
Just to learn how to make unmanned aircraft hover.
So he was like laser focused on this.
Oh, yeah, from the start.
But even with all that passion, it sounds like the company had kind of a rough start.
Yeah, you could say that.
So what happened?
Well, back then, drones were basically just for hobbyists, right?
Okay.
Not like the tools they are today.
Right.
Plus, Wang was a young guy figuring things out as he went.
Yeah.
And without a super clear vision, DJI found themselves in a lot of debt.
Ouch. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
So how'd they manage to get out of that mess?
Well, that's where Wang's mentor comes in.
Okay.
Professor Li Zhang.
Professor Li Zhang.
This guy was a robotics whiz, saw the potential in Wang and in DJI,
Good.
and he invested his own money to save the company.
Wow, that's a serious vote of confidence right there.
Oh, for sure. I believed in them.
But it wasn't just the money, was it?
No.
It sounds like he helped them find what they were really good at.
Exactly. See, in 2008, they come out with this $30,000 drone.
The one we were just talking about.
Yeah, the crazy expensive one, but it had these features that nobody else could touch.
All right, so spill the beans. What made this drone so special?
Well, think professional grade cameras, for one.
Okay.
This thing could handle the weight, no problem.
Nice.
It also had a stabilizing gimbal, which back then, that was huge.
For getting those super smooth shots.
Exactly. Huge for filmmakers, photographers, you name it.
Oh, I bet they were all over that.
Oh, yeah. And there's more.
Okay, what else?
Wireless video transmission, so you could see what the drone sees.
Real time.
Real time. And get this, it could hover.
Wait a minute, that's not easy, is it?
Not at all. Very difficult from a technical standpoint.
Especially back then.
Oh, yeah, this was cutting edge stuff.
What else? What else?
And it could even fly itself using waypoints.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking autonomous flight? In 2008?
You got it. Basically programmed a route for the drone to fly.
No way.
Specific altitude, even take actions at certain points.
Get out of here.
All without any input from the pilot.
So this wasn't just a remote control toy.
No, sir.
This was something else entirely.
The future of unmanned flight.
That's amazing. And all in one drone.
It was a game changer.
Even with the price tag. I mean, you could use that for anything. Filmmaking.
Anything.
Surveillance, even like search and rescue.
Absolutely. And you know what? They actually used these drones after the earthquake.
Which earthquake?
The Sichuan earthquake. Devastating. Just devastating.
Yeah.
But they were able to get aerial images of the destruction.
So they could figure out where to send help.
Exactly. It was crucial.
Wow. Talk about a real-world impact.
It definitely put them on the map. And then that same year,
Okay.
they're part of this big drone exhibition in China, right?
Okay.
And even though drones were still kind of a niche thing back then,
Yeah.
big organizations, they were starting to pay attention.
They probably saw what happened with the earthquake.
Oh, yeah. They saw the potential.
So those early adopters are probably really important for DJI.
For sure, especially with those prices.
Yeah.
But things were about to change.
Oh, how so?
Just as DJI is gaining traction with these single rotor drones, the market starts to shift.
What do you mean? Like, what's going on?
Well, you have to remember, this is around the time that quadcopters start to emerge.
Okay, I think I see where this is going, but we're going to have to save that for after the break.
So Wang, he's put everything into these single rotor drones, right?
Yeah, they're his thing.
They're sophisticated, they're powerful.
Top of the line.
And he's finally starting to gain some ground.
Getting some momentum.
And then, bam, quadcopters show up.
Oh, boy.
And they're simpler, they're cheaper.
Way cheaper, right?
Oh, yeah, and easier to use.
So what's he going to do?
It's a tough spot to be in, right?
For sure. What did he decide?
Well, if you remember Wang, he's always been driven by pushing the limits.
That's kind of his MO.
Exactly. So he decides to ride the wave,
He goes all in on the quadcopter.
Embraces it head on.
That's a gutsy move.
Oh, as a risk, for sure.
But, I mean, these quadcopters must have had something special going for them.
Oh, absolutely. They were a game changer.
In what way?
Well, for one, 4 propellers, that means incredible stability and control, which is huge when you're talking about flying cameras.
Makes sense.
Plus, you had all these advancements in electronics.
Making things smaller.
Smaller, cheaper, more powerful.
The perfect storm for drones.
Exactly. The right tech at the right time.
So were there specific breakthroughs that made quadcopters possible?
Well, one big one was brushless motors.
Okay, I've heard of those.
Instead of brushes, they use magnets and electronics.
So they last longer.
Way longer, plus more power, more efficient.
And smaller, I'm guessing.
You got it. Ideal for drones.
What about batteries? Those have always been a limiting factor.
Huge development there, too.
Yeah.
Lithium-ion batteries, they completely changed the game.
Right, they're in everything now.
Tons of power in a small, lightweight package.
Perfect for getting these things off the ground.
Exactly. And don't forget about computer chips.
Oh, right, they've gotten so much better.
Smaller, cheaper, more powerful.
So you could pack in more tech.
Sophisticated flight control, all sorts of electronics.
Wow, it's like everything just came together for the quadcopter.
It really did, but DJI, they weren't the only ones who saw this.
Oh, so there was competition.
Oh, yeah. Companies like Parrot out of France.
Okay, I've heard of them.
They jumped right on the quadcopter train.
I bet.
In fact, they came out with a model, the AR drone, in 2010.
How'd it do?
Huge hit. People loved it.
So DJI had their work cut out for them.
Oh, yeah, they had to adapt quickly.
So what did they do?
Well, this is where their experience really paid off.
All those years with the single rotor.
Exactly. They took that expertise and applied it to the quadcopter.
Interesting.
And suddenly, their drones were just better.
Better in what way?
More stable, more maneuverable, just handled better overall.
Because of their flight control systems.
Exactly. They weren't just copying what everyone else was doing.
They had a secret sauce.
You could say that. They were innovating, using their existing knowledge.
That's really smart.
And that's a big part of their success. They knew how to adapt.
Yeah, they could have just stuck with what they knew.
A lot of companies would have.
But they saw the potential in this new market.
And they ran with it.
And look at them now.
It's amazing, isn't it?
From almost going bankrupt to being the biggest name in drones.
It's an incredible story.
And to think, this is just the beginning. So they went from almost going belly up to riding this wave of quadcopters.
It's wild, isn't it?
Talk about a comeback story.
They stuck the landing and,
But they didn't stop there, did they?
Oh, no. This was just the beginning for DJI.
Right, because now
This was the launch pad.
they've got the technology.
They had the foundation, the knowledge.
They know what works.
They understood what made a drone special,
Yeah,
more than just a tool.
exactly.
Could be a tool, a way to see the world differently.
They really opened up people's eyes, I think.
They did. They gave people a new perspective.
And I now look at them, they're like, the drone company.
It's true. Everybody knows DJI.
You say drone, people think DJI.
Yeah, it's become synonymous with it.
From those, what were they, $30,000 drones?
Crazy expensive.
To now, I mean, you can get a drone for like
Anything. Yeah.
anything, any budget.
Any purpose.
You may
Yeah.
not.
Filmmakers, photographers, even just everyday people.
Exactly. It's amazing.
It is. It really is something.
It's like,
But what's really fascinating to me,
what's that?
it's not just about the drones themselves,
Okay.
It's about the bigger picture.
What do you mean?
It's about being willing to adapt, to change with the times.
Like Wang Tao did.
Exactly. He could have been stubborn, stuck with what he knew,
A single rotor. Yeah.
but he saw what was happening, he listened to the market.
And ended up changing an entire industry.
Pretty incredible when you think about it.
It's easy to just see a drone and think,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's a neat gadget.
But there's so much more to it.
A lot going on behind the scenes.
There's engineering, market forces, timing, even a little bit of luck.
All of it coming together.
And that's what makes this story so interesting to me.
It makes you wonder, what else is out there?
Exactly.
Like what other big thing is just around the corner,
What's the next drone?
waiting for someone to come along and shake things up?
That's the question, isn't it?
Guess we'll have to wait and see.
We will.
So next time you see a drone flying around,
Up in the air.
just remember DJI
Remember Wang Tao.
and how one guy and his love of flight
Yes, passion.
changed everything.
It's an incredible story.
Yeah, it really is. All right, well, that about wraps up our deep dive for today.
It is a good one.
I don't know about you, but I'm suddenly feeling the urge to go fly something.
Me too.
Thanks for joining us.
If this tech tutorial was helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. For more detail you can visit our blog website www.evergreentechtips.com.